Hey guys, I hope you're well. In today's video, I want to talk about AI in the telecom industry and how the current and future approaches of the key industry players can impact our future as professionals. I know AI is a hot topic in every industry today, especially with the generative AIs like ChatGPT, Claude, and DeepSeek, etc. becoming household names. Like me, I'm sure you've also thought about how it might impact your role, whether in the long term or the near term. When talking about how people view AI, you probably hear two extremes. On the one hand, you have people who say, nah, don't worry about it. You still have to tell the AI what to do, so they'll still need humans. And on the other hand, you have people who panic like, AI can do everything now. What if I lose my job in the next few years? This uncertainty is everywhere, from network engineers to product managers, and from sales and marketing teams to senior leadership. But as with every new technology, we have to separate hype from reality. And in telecom, AI is not just about automation, but it's about two very distinct tracks. One is about efficiency, so driving automation and predictive intelligence in operations to cut costs and improve reliability. And the other is about revenue-driven innovation, so opportunities that are aligned with opening the mobile networks through network slicing, network APIs, IoT enablement, SaaS models, and new business opportunities. In this video, I'll show you how these two tracks are unfolding in real implementations and what mobile operators and vendors are doing and why this matters for the future of the telecom industry. So let's go to my laptop and I'll tell you all about it. When people talk about AI in mobile telecoms, they almost always give you examples related to network operations like self-organizing networks, predictive maintenance, preventive maintenance, etc. And while these use cases are impressive, they're not entirely new. In mobile networks, AI and machine learning started well before generative AIs like ChatGPT became common. We've had AI systems running for years for predictive maintenance systems, fraud detection algorithms, traffic forecasting tools, and self-organizing networks. But you know what? The thing is, while surveys show mobile operators are reporting success with both cost reduction and revenue generation, actual live network deployments tell a slightly different story. NVIDIA's latest survey of over 450 telecom professionals found some impressive claims. 83% of respondents said AI is helping to increase their company's annual revenue. 21% of respondents report more than 10% revenue increases in specific business areas. And 77% said AI helped reduce annual operating costs. But when you look at what mobile operators have actually implemented rather than what they say they plan to do, the focus remains heavily on efficiency and cost savings. Let me show you some specific examples. Nokia did a deployment for STC in Saudi Arabia in 2024. It was Nokia's Manta Ray Cognitive SON that used AI algorithms and AI decision-making to deliver results. The results were impressive. During high-traffic periods, this system processed over 10,000 network-related actions to increase cell utilization by approximately 30% and improved average user throughput by 10%, so the bit rates. The network maintained consistent performance even with a 40% surge in traffic. NTT DoCoMo in Japan has implemented AI-enabled Open RAN automation in its commercial network, achieving up to a 30% total cost of ownership reduction, a 50% reduction in power consumption at base stations, and a 50% reduction in network design workload. Also in Japan, we have Rakuten Mobile. They have used RAN automation applications to achieve energy savings of around 17% per cell, and they now plan to increase that saving to 25% by implementing more sophisticated AI machine learning models. MásMóvil in Spain worked with Ericsson using reinforcement learning to optimize remote electrical tilt of the base station antennas during busy hours in Malaga. The result was a 12% increase in downlink user throughput while achieving near zero congestion rates. Swisscom in Switzerland also use reinforcement learning with Ericsson to reduce cell downlink transmission power by 20% while still achieving a 5.5% throughput gain. Now, one thing that is common in all of these examples is that these are all about efficiency and cost savings. Let's now have a look at some revenue-focused examples, which are not as many, but growing. SK Telecom in South Korea is tripling its AI investments from 12% to 33% over the next 5 years and targets 18.5 billion in AI revenues by 2028 as part of its strategy to become a global AI company. But what does it mean for a telco to become an AI company? Well, for this particular telco, this means generating AI revenues through multiple streams, building an AI hosting business by nearly doubling data center capacity by 2030 to sell AI computing services to other companies, officially launching its personal AI assistant to compete globally in the consumer AI market, and developing multi-large language models (LLM) through partnerships with Anthropic and OpenAI to offer AI-powered services like chatbots and content generation to business customers. They're also expanding into new revenue markets like mobility and healthcare through AI transformation. Telkomsel in Indonesia is using AI-powered customer care to deliver personalized recommendations, driving new revenue opportunities from add-on services, roaming and enterprise solutions, while extending customer lifetime value beyond initial subscriptions. So basically, instead of just selling you phone subscriptions, their AI figures out what else customers might want and then make customized offers. Now, these examples show us something really important. What we're hearing in the survey seems to suggest that revenue is planned to be a big focus, but when we look at the actual deployments or examples of the actual deployments, AI deployments, the general focus seems to be around efficiency and cost reduction. And this potential gap is the strategic opportunity I'm talking about. So we have seen how mobile operators are applying AI today, more inclined towards the efficiency side, with some early steps into revenue growth. To make sense of both what's happening now and where it could go next, let me share a simple framework I use to think about AI's impact in telecoms. There are essentially 4 layers. Layer 1 is full automation, where AI executes complete tasks autonomously. This is where you see the highest displacement risk, but it's actually quite limited in telecom due to our complexity. Examples are basic network parameter optimization, routine alarm processing, fault resolution with clear standardized input. Layer 2 is prediction. AI forecasts outcomes but requires human interpretation. Most telecom AI applications operate here. Examples are network capacity planning, customer churn prediction, equipment failure forecasting. These work well when the input data is clear and standardized, like predictive maintenance models built on KPIs. Layer 3 is augmentation. AI assists with analysis and recommendations, but needs human strategic direction. This includes machine learning models that surface optimization scenarios, demand forecasts, or bundle profitability, and generative AI tools that summarize reports, draft presentations, or propose campaign ideas, but the final call still rests with humans like product managers, engineers, and finance teams. Layer 4 is creation. AI generates new content and solutions for human review and strategic application. In telecom, this could be generative AI, creating draft customer offers, marketing content, or prototype code for APIs, and it could also be broader AI approaches such as generating synthetic data sets for model training or designing optimized network solutions. All of these require human refinement before deployment. And here's the key insight. AI can handle repetitive tasks with clear standardized input really well. But when the input becomes more nuanced and complex, that's where human strategic thinking becomes more valuable. So for example, if AI can access highly standardized network KPIs like latency and throughput in real time as input, it's easier to make automated decisions. But when you're negotiating a partnership agreement with a gaming company for network slicing, where you need to understand their business model, competitive positioning, and technical requirements, that's not a standardized input that AI can easily process. And this perspective about standardized versus complex input aligns with what we see in practice across various industries, not just telecom. Now, since the evolution in mobile telecom industry is leading us in a direction where we expect more complex business models and operational models due to cross-industry dynamics from technologies like 5G network slicing, industrial IoT, network APIs, and even AI-based new revenue opportunities, we are dealing with a highly complex landscape which is more inclined towards strategic human thinking. Let's now dive into the complexity of the landscape we touched on in the last section. The revenue opportunities from 5G technology are not just based on standard connectivity, but the fact that the 5G network capabilities are designed to solve business problems of other industries. As a result, 5G has a flexible architecture that can accommodate use cases in many market verticals like healthcare, banking, gaming, automobile, manufacturing, and many others. It's the 5G standalone core network which provides the brain power for all this. The 5G core network is not just a network entity, it's more like a revenue engine. It offers network slicing, letting mobile operators create dedicated portions of the network for different market verticals. On top of that, network APIs open the core network to app vendors and enterprises, inviting third parties to use mobile network capabilities. I covered network APIs in a separate video. It's a $300 billion opportunity on its own by 2030. And remember, 5G is primarily a B2B solution with machine communication capabilities for industrial and IoT applications. Now here is the AI angle. AI is lowering software development barriers at lightning speed, fueling the AI-created SaaS market, which is projected to grow from $101 billion in 2025 to over $1 trillion by 2032. We're already seeing a wave of micro SaaS companies building specialized applications, and this lower barrier means more players, more services, and more ideas flooding the market, multiplying the complexity mobile operators will have to navigate. So in a universe where 5G can support 1 million IoT devices per square kilometer, thanks to MMTC, where app development is easier than ever, thanks to AI, where app companies can connect to wireless networks through APIs, and where the IoT business model derives most of its value from the applications and services built on top of connectivity, the overall potential is massive. And the AI opportunity for mobile operators comes from this convergence. If they follow approaches similar to what we're already seeing, the potential is even greater. Take SK Telecom, for example. They're building AI hosting businesses with their data centers, launching AI-powered services to compete with tech companies, and partnering with specialists like Anthropic and OpenAI to strengthen their capabilities. Or consider Telkomsel in Indonesia, which is using AI to personalize customer experiences and drive revenues from targeted upselling. But beyond these specific approaches, operators can also monetize differentiated network quality through slicing and edge services, creating multiple revenue streams from AI transformation. In a world like that, multiple verticals will form cross-industry relationships with operators through partnerships, business models, integrations, and more. But this creates a complex landscape where the strategic and commercial side is far less standardized than efficiency-driven use cases like SON and other network operations. And while these functions like SON are far more likely to be automated, the new revenue opportunities remain less predictable and less standardized. And that's exactly where human strategic thinking becomes more valuable. So what does this mean when we look at how AI is being applied in the mobile telecom industry? The application of AI in mobile telecoms is happening around two distinct approaches. On one side, we have revenue opportunities driving innovation in business and operational models. This shift is being fueled by network slicing, network APIs, IoT enablement, and the rise of SaaS, all of which bring new market verticals into the ecosystem. Each vertical arrives with its own commercial logic, regulatory context, SLA, security needs, and integration patterns. That added variety increases partner coordination, data exchange, and product design complexity, forcing mobile operators and vendors to rethink how they create and capture value. In terms of the AI framework we discussed earlier, this revenue track lives mostly in the augmentation and creation layers, where AI supports analysis, recommendations, offer design, content and code generation, and synthetic data creation with humans steering strategy and approvals. On the other hand, we have the cost-saving side, which focuses on efficiency, automating or applying prediction models to long-established operational functions like SON and other network operations. Think about traffic management, capacity planning, energy optimization, fault localization, preventive and predictive maintenance. These domains are mature, problems and objectives are well defined, data inputs are standardized, and KPIs are clear. In the framework, this efficiency track sits mainly in the automation and prediction layers, where AI handles repeatable tasks and forecasts that benefit from structured inputs. So here is the key point. The greater change is happening on the innovation side, the revenue side. This is where new value creation models are emerging, moving beyond standard connectivity into differentiated cross-industry opportunities. Unlike efficiency gains in mature domains, these opportunities are less predictable and far less standardized. Each use case requires a tailored business case, a partner and governance model, clear responsibility for risk and investment, and alignment between technical feasibility, commercial viability, and industry-specific constraints. So if we wanted to map these two approaches back to the 4 AI layers we outlined earlier, the picture becomes clearer. The efficiency side fits mostly into automation and prediction, where tasks are structured and repeatable. The innovation side, however, lives in the augmentation and creation layers, where AI supports humans in building new models and entirely new value propositions. This is why the efficiency path is relatively easier to standardize and automate, while the innovation path remains less predictable and continues to demand human strategic judgment. So that's my take on AI strategic directions in telecom. If you're working on the commercial side of these opportunities, I've put together focused training on telecom business case development. Check the links if it's relevant to your role. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.